Welcome to LAT EdTech New Hints and Tips. In this episode we'll be looking at checking your grammar and using section breaks in Google Docs, how to mute emails, using MS Office files and Drive, but first, keeping your device secure. With so much data connected to our accounts, it's important our devices are secure. Often when we walk away from our devices, we leave them logged in, and that means other people can access our devices. There are some quick actions you can take to lock your device just as you walk away. If you're working on a Windows device, you just do the Windows and the L key. If you're working on a Mac, you can do the Command, Control and Q key. And if you're working on a Chromebook, there's a key in the top right hand corner that looks maybe like a padlock, and all of these buttons will just quickly lock your device, which means that as you leave your device, they'll be secure until you return. A recent feature added to Google Docs is Grammar Check. Now we can see this under Tools, and now we've got Spelling and Grammar, and we can choose to check our spelling and grammar and showing suggestions. So maybe you're used to the red underline for spelling mistakes. Here if I right click, it brings up the word suggestion, but now you'll see a blue underline, and that's for grammar. Again, I can right click and get the suggestion. Alternatively, as I said, go to Tools and go to Spelling and Grammar. If I click on this, and then it brings up a check so I can work through my document, ignoring or accepting the change. Another addition to Google Docs is the ability to change the size of margins and headers and footers depending on the section. So if I just hit my Enter key, I can now go into Insert, and I've got breaks. We've had page breaks before, but now we've got section breaks, so you can do next page or continuous. So if I do next page, it takes me to the next page. First of all, it's very hard to see where your section breaks are, but if you go into the View option and then you can click Show Section Breaks, and you'll see a blue line then when your section breaks are. So now if I go into a section header, I get this Options menu, and I can choose to apply changes to the whole document, this section or this point forward, and I can choose to change the headers and the footers. So if I change this to 5, I should see on the next page it's still the original margin size. The other way you can manage this is by going to File and into Page Setup, and this is where you, not just for top and bottom, but you can also change left and right. So if I change this, I could change my indent on the left 7, and that then has that impact for that section in the document. Hopefully at some point you'll also be able to change the text in different headers and footers just like you can in Word, but that option's not there yet. Using Google Drive to store your files is great, but something I often hear from people is about how they still need to use MS Office documents like Word, PowerPoint, Excel in their job. But you can do this in Google Drive. The one thing you have to do is install this toolbar here. It's the Office Editing for Docs, Sheets and Slides. So if you go to the Chrome Web Store, and you can find this extension and then just install it. Once you've installed it, then refresh your Chrome browser. When you find, for example, a Word file, you can then open that within Drive, and it opens it up using this extension. What that means is then I then get some basic editing options still, but it's still a Word document, so I can then add information. And again, it saves it just like a Google Doc, and then all changes are saved. So it's still a Word doc, and I haven't had to convert it into a Google Doc. The last thing you do have to bear in mind though is if you're using this and you want to then send the Word doc, if you click on the Drive icon, good by doing this so I can find my file. Before I select this, I'm going to select it as an attachment, select my Word doc and insert, and then it's inserted as a Word doc in your email. Have you ever been part of an email conversation where it's no longer relevant to you, but yet you keep getting sent emails? Something you can do in Gmail is mute emails. So if I select an email conversation, go into More, and here's the option to mute. So that means that conversation is muted and I won't receive the emails in that thread anymore. I hope you liked these tips today. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and give us a like.